you were gracious enough to bring some books here. I thought it'd be great given your experience and SEO world who's trying to do content marketing, trying to excel and stand out. It's like, what are some books that you highly recommend? And also, what was like that main takeaway that you got from those?
Yeah. And so I will tell you. And I want to tell you why I'm showing you these books. I have read every book about copywriting. I buy pretty much every single book that comes out on Amazon on copywriting. A lot of them are extremely long for no reason. Like I spend all this time and I get like kind of nothing out of it. So the books that I will tell you to invest your time in, these are three main ones I talk about. One is this one. So Advertising Secrets of the Written Word by Joseph Sugarman. He's the guy who invented blue blockers. You remember those glasses from back in the day?
Yes.
They had those infomercials everywhere.
Okay.
This guy was one of the few marketers way back in the day that was like kind of legit, like because it was pretty scammy back in the direct marketing days in the 70s and 60s. It was really
that looks
scammy.
Old school.
This is old school, and I believe they've changed the name to the Adweek Copywriting book.
So Advertising Secrets of the Written Word.
Yeah, the reason I brought this one instead of the new one was because he signed it for me. So I like that part of it. That's why I just bought this one. But it's called, I think now it's called the Adweek Copywriting book. They bought the rights to it. And the thing that you learn in here is what he calls, he has these 30 triggers that I found very, very compelling early on in my career, that almost every human shares roughly the same brain. Like you're different based on where you live and your upbringing, but you're
California.
Yeah. But is there still greed in California? Yes. Is there still greed in Texas?
A lot of it,
Is there still greed across the world? Yes. Greed is one of the triggers that you can get people to buy stuff with. Urgency, having something on sale. That is a trigger. So he goes through a list of 30 triggers, and it's a pretty comprehensive and good list. Like there's one I really liked on there called like collectability and closing the loop of collectability. So back in the day, they'd sell these like collections of quarters or whatever, rare quarters. But they have like 25 holes in the thing. So you have to get every single one, right?
Like the Monopoly.
Exactly. You just want to complete it, right? So that's like one of the triggers.
Impossible.
There are 30 of them, and this is really good. I will say this is a great book. I've read it 5+ times. Here's another one I like called Getting Everything You Can Out of All You've Got. And this is by Jay Abraham. He's like a legendary like business coach. He has like 30 something books. They're all pretty good, but honestly, my personal opinion, this one is by far the best and the only one you need. I think it covers everything in here. And he talks like openly about this concept he calls preeminence, which is a fancy word for being like the best. So I think you actually talk about this all the time, that don't be 10x better, just be like 2x better instead of 10x.
Over and over and over again.
Exactly.
You're right.
Yeah, so if you're like that guy or that girl, that person or that company that is just consistently just a bit better every single time. So he has a lot of concepts like that. This is a really, really good book. This is one of the few, I have lost this same book 3 times on planes because it's the only physical book I carry outside of like the Kindle.
Okay.
Because I read everything on Kindle now. This is the only physical book I'll carry. That's a really good one. The other one is Ogilvy on Advertising. This guy,
Heard of that one.
Legend.
Yeah.
This guy's the legend. And the cool part about him is he really likes direct response people because he loves the preciseness of it versus like Ford trucks advertising like this pretty picture of a Ford going over a cactus or something like that. It's kind of like, did that just sell a car? Like, what did that just do?
Yeah.
He doesn't like that stuff.
Okay.
So he likes doing these wide scale, large scale advertising projects. So for example, his kind of advertising for the Ogilvy and Mather company, one of the biggest agencies in the world, is like, how do we make the entire United Kingdom buy a specific brand of rice? Whoa, that's an interesting question. That's not trying to sell one product. That's trying to change a deeply entrenched brand love of another brand of rice to another one.
Okay.
How do you do that? How do you get the entire world to understand that Puerto Rico is a good place to visit? That's the kind of questions he asks in this book.
Okay.
And he answers and shows you tons of examples. I actually have a lot of these examples blown up in my apartment and hung up on the wall because they're just so amazing.
Okay, nice.
A free one is the Gary Halbert letters. I forgot to bring my whole stack of them. The Gary Halbert letters, the Boron letters, he wrote them from jail in the 70s to his son. This guy was a bit rough around the edges. He was a direct marketer, scammy to a degree, but he was a master at keeping attention. So what I did when I first found out about copywriting, a friend really recommended that I do this. He was like, Neville, you've got to go to the internet for free, get the boron letters from Gary Halbert, and print them all out on paper and staple them together and read them, because that was the intended way.
Okay.
And the way he would kind of like, what you notice more so than his advice, because the advice was like kind of pre-internet, was the way that he kept you hooked. So like at the end of the page, because you're reading a physical page, it would say, and the way we did this is ... And then it's like, oh, well, I have to turn the page now.
Yeah, I gotta finish that.
It's kind of how like Netflix gets you, hooked in with they leave it off, so you have to go to the next one. It was kind of the early version of that. So the way that he keeps you interested, and the way that he's so off the cuff, and like he's pretty fruitful language sometimes, was a real big help to my copywriting career. And then if you really want a short, quick crash course, look how thin this thing is.
For people listening, basically a tenth of the size of the other ones.
48
but
pages.
Probably just as rich, if not as rich.
This is my book called This Book Will Teach You How to Write Better. I wrote it a few years ago as a way to get salespeople to actually understand copywriting in like the most condensed format ever. That was the goal. How can I get people to understand this the best way in the shortest amount of time? And so I have a quick book that'll teach you the basics of copywriting like that. And the other thing is copywritingcourse.com. Always a fantastic resource. We also actually like help you write in our program. Like we don't just teach you, we actually rewrite stuff for you. Yeah, so it's like you get 3 professional copywriters on your team.
Make it concrete.
The Ahrefs marketing team just bought 8-year-long licenses. The whole team. Yeah. So it's kind of cool. Yeah.
Nice.
Shameless plug.
It's great. All your content is great. We've signed up for your course and shared around the office, and it's great. So I suggest people check that out.